make this one truly custom and not like any other.
We'll be building an entirely new dash, something that'll give us a new feel for a very old truck.
You know, this is the first time making a frame with cut plate like this for extensive. It's only been a few months since we finished phase 1 on Ronald's 71 Suburban. What brings you back?
I need some more work done to it.
We can definitely wake this thing up.
I've discovered a huge no-no.
You know, it's not only wrong, it's dangerous.
I'm always up for making things go fast.
This is the definition of custom.
I'm Bill Carlton. I built my first truck when I was 16. And ever since, me and my guys have been out here creating with our hands. Building the biggest, lowest, baddest custom trucks and cars in the game. People don't come here for what they need. They come here for what they want. This is Texas Metal.
I got a customer, Jose. He's got to have a 68 Chevy truck, so we're out on the hunt. Me and Jose been to a few places looking at a couple projects. None of them really worked out, but hopefully today...
What are you doing? Well, I've been looking for a 68 for a while, but I haven't found one that has caught my eye.
So my boy Rigo said he's got one in the back of his shop, man. Maybe we might be able to make a deal if you're interested. Maybe able to test drive this thing.
Let's check it out, see what he got.
Let's go see what's up.
Rigo! What's up, baby?
Rigo's a welder who helps us out from time to time. He's got a 68 Chevy in the back that he's used a few parts off of that'll be right up our alley.
It's in the back, man. I hope we can work out a deal.
How's the body look? Body's clean and straight?
It looks good, man. For what y'all gonna do is right.
All right, well, let's check it out.
Done deal.
Hey, look at it.
The 68 truck has always been my dream truck since I was a kid. Growing up and going to car shows, it's the one that always stood out for me.
Here we go.
There it is. Well, Bill, it is a 68 cab. I was thinking we were gonna buy a whole truck.
You know, Rigo told me he had a truck, but Rigo's got parts.
You got an ignition key.
You got the keys.
I know Bill's the master at this, but I don't know if there's enough stuff here to build what we need. So, guess we gotta keep looking.
Well, man, you know, all the ones we looked at, and you find all the little hidden problems.
Right.
The advantage to something like this is you see all the problems. There's nothing hidden here.
Right, right.
You know, so getting a vehicle, well, parts like this is kind of a head start. This actually save a few hours of teardown time.
I see what you're saying, you know, maybe it saves some time, but, you know, is it really feasible for us to buy a truck in pieces like we have it now?
Man, everything's here. The bed's clean, which is really hard to find. The door's decent, fenders, hood, and that's pretty much everything we need to really start building a truck like this.
There's a reason I came to Bill. I trust him. If he tells me that this is enough parts to build my dream truck, I'm gonna roll the dice, and we'll see what he can come up with.
Man, we don't need 85% of the truck.
Okay.
We're just gonna toss it and start anyway. So you want, you know, a full custom chassis, suspension, the brakes, new wheels, tires, crazy engine, and interior. I mean,
You'll have to tear it apart anyways.
I think it's a heck of a start, man.
Right, right. Yeah, I want that truck that's a showstopper, that's a little unique. If you think you and your team can give me my dream truck with these parts, I think we can take it off Rigo's hands.
Sure, let's go holler at Rigo. You know he needs a space.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of like the fact there's not too many in 1968s anymore. There's only so many made. If you find a 1968, it's either way built out, way pricey, or it's just way too far gone. There's very few or in between. This 68 is in a lot of pieces. Most shops that see a project like this and just keep walking by. And this one would have just continued to rust and just fall apart, cease to exist in so many years. But with the skill we have here, the tools we have here, the manpower we have, the knowledge we have, we're gonna create something really cool.
Man, I wonder when the truck's getting here. Got some parts for us?
This is it.
Man, one of these days they're just gonna come with the steering wheel and expect us to build something.
I hope there's some more parts in the van.
We got everything we need right here. We don't need the frame, we don't need the interior, we don't need all that stuff a truck usually comes with. It's a head start times money. We don't have to tear this apart. I'm looking out for you guys.
Thanks, boss.
Look, you can see inside of the cab. All the problems are exposed right now. We know exactly.
Definitely know what we don't have, too.
To really set this thing apart from all the other ones on the road, we're gonna start with a huge motor in this thing. You know, about 900 horsepower is what I want. A full custom chassis front to back because Jose wants to put it all the way on the ground with these huge wheels, 26 by 16s in the back. Fabricated rear end, smooth bed, everything, all the sheet metal contoured and painted all body color. You know, as far as the firewall, we're gonna cut all that completely out, make a new one. Some with some bead roll panels in, something that looks really cool. It's nothing for you guys.
You got this, Tim.
You have a plan for the interior?
We're gonna let John just roll with it and go crazy. As far as the dash, that thing has to be cut completely out. I can't stand these dashes that are in these trucks. We're gonna build every piece and put a ton of stereo in it, want it really loud also. As for the doors,
Got doors?
yes, we got doors. You know, that's a huge head start too. The vent and windows are already gone. Smooth the drip rails all out and have flush mount glass put in this thing. It's gonna be totally custom. Step ahead right there. It's easy. Oh, come on, man, let's get this thing off here.
Let's do it.
You know, the good thing about getting a truck in this shape, we don't have to spend a lot of time tearing it down. We sent the cab straight to blast, and because that's all we have is the cab, it came straight back. And it's in pretty good shape. But we're not done tearing it down because now John's gonna make room for a custom dash.
So we're gonna do something in this truck that'll give us a nice new feel for something that's been done over and over and over. You know, you can only beat a dead horse so long until you just throw it away and buy a new horse, so new horse. The plan here is first, we've got to get rid of all this old dash. We'll be cutting from door to door, all the way across the top, unbolting it, and just throwing this whole thing away. We're going to be building an entirely new dash, new instrument cluster, AC controls, something that'll give us a nice new feel for a very old truck. Now there's nothing left to do but everything.
Yeah, but everything.
I'm starting to work on the 68 Chevy frame. Jose wanted something just totally different. He's like, hey, just make me something that's low to the ground with air suspension. It's pretty common to see frame rails coming up, protruding through the bed floor and going over the axle. Well, in this case, I want to show off the axle itself is the beauty of the suspension. So you look down into the bed and you see just custom axle with suspension going underneath of it and not really seeing a traditional frame. So I think that's what's going to be the cool aspect of this whole build. Most of the link bar setups that we do is just a 2x2 box tubing with a block on it and they bolt to the axle. Well, this is going to be, you know, just as different. This chipboard is going to represent our link bar. So it's going to bolt to the frame and come back and grab and just hold the rear end. We're going to burn 4 plates at a 1/4-inch plate and then come all the way back to the back side of the frame and then box it all in. Just to save a little time and effort, I'm going to have 2x4 box tubing to here, and then I'm going to graft it to what we're going to build. There. The next step is just transferring everything that's on the table onto my piece of paper so Jesse can burn it out for me. I think that's it. I got my link bars figured out, got my saddles figured out, I got my frame rails figured out. Off to Jesse.
In almost every car that's came through here since, we made a part or parts with it. But, you know, like all good tools, especially ones you use every day, they wear down. So we ordered a brand new, way better table. But, you know, I got one more job for this one.
Need your help. All right? I want you to burn these link bars out for me. 4 of these 1/4-inch material, 4 of these 1/4, and the same with the frame rails. All right? You know, this is probably going to be our last job on the old burn table.
We got that brand new one coming in, so let's put the old one to work one last time.
All right. Okay, so what I'm doing now is all the measurements that I got off the cardboard that Bill gave me, I have to put on here. We're gonna cut 4 pieces of each, which will make it 8 total. All right, so this is gonna be the last time this machine is gonna be used. Old Betsy here, this is it for her. All right, those look good. I like how they came out. They came out real clean. So now I'm gonna let them cool down. After that, I'm gonna just clean them up, polish them out, take them over to Bill. That was the last run for this machine. Man, I can't wait to use the new one.
You know, there's a good reason why 68 C10s are so popular. With that classic body style, there's a lot of room for customization. For me, the difference between the average C10 and an over-the-top C10 is most definitely the details, like a John Burgess one-off handmade dash.
This is essentially the foundation for the dash. Everything's going to attach to this and be built from this structure out. So I want to make sure that this piece lines up and gets in here exactly where we want it, nice and smooth and even. Because if not, we're going to see it in the end. And with this being the dashboard, you're going to be sitting here staring at it all day, every day as you're driving this truck. So you'll see what's wrong with it. So we want to make sure we take the time to get everything just right. We'll get it secured in place and get ready for Brian's pieces.
Got a delivery!
Just in time. Ooh, hot off the press.
They're hot, don't touch it.
Well, I just getting everything marked out here where they're all going to go. I'll mark them, you want to cut them, and we'll get them glued.
I'll cut them.
Got the jigsaw ready to go.
Ready to go, let's do it.
Just like one big puzzle. The thing is, you get to make your own pieces to the puzzle. Perfect.
While John and Brian after the bed.
We're gonna start the body work, but we have to find all the imperfections that we see on it. Whoever worked on this truck before, they just patched it up with fiberglass and put at least a 1/4 inch Bondo thickness on it, which that's a major no-no. We're gonna have Pedro patch it up the right way with metal and actually do a body work that's gonna be perfect and it's gonna look right. So we found a couple of things around the wheel well that we're gonna have to fix. What we see right here, it's Bondo smeared on top of rust. So what we have to do is strip it down, prevent all the rust from expanding around the bed. So we found more rust than we thought the bed had. So we're gonna hammer and dolly, but as we kept going further and we keep digging into this paint, as we see is rust all over the bed. To fix that, we'll have to strip both sides of the bed to bare metal. That way we can ensure that all the body work that's going to be done to this bed will be done properly.
Oh man, he's back. Thing still looks good.
Man, it does. It's only been a few months since we finished phase 1 on Ronald's 71 Surburban. It came in pretty dated, but it left with a huge custom lift, big wheels and tires, and a completely custom interior, dash, headliner, seats, and audio. You know, after he saw it, I can tell Ronald got bit by the customization bug. And sure enough, he's already back.
What's going on, Bill?
What's happening?
How you doing, buddy?
Man, how you doing?
Tim?
How was your drive?
It was good, man.
How's that thing doing, man?
It's awesome. Turning heads everywhere I go.
Yeah.
You know, it draws a crowd.
Man, that thing's still looking good.
That's beautiful, man. I'm thrilled with it.
Man, that's always good to hear.
Oh, always, yeah.
What are you doing? What brings you back?
I need some more work done to it.
Phase 2?
Phase 2.
All right, now you're talking.
Phase 1 was a lot of fun with the truck. Drove it around a lot, had a good time with her. Phase 2 is now on my mind. The bug bit me, and I'm totally into it. You know, I really want to take this truck to the next level.
So, Ron, what you thinking on phase 2?
I'm thinking I need more power in the motor. I need something to beef it up a little bit. I mean, it's good the way it is, but it's a big truck. It needs some power in it to push her around.
And some big wheels and tires.
Ron, it's definitely a little underwhelming, right?
Definitely.
I mean, but you got a great platform. I mean, the LS in it is definitely the way to go. I mean, we can definitely wake this thing up.
I'm sure you can.
You know, I think what this engine compartment needs is a supercharger on this thing. New intake, you know, new exhaust all the way out the back, and some painting underneath here. You know, bring the body color into the engine compartment and just make it so, you know, you can be proud of this thing when you pop the hood.
I won't be afraid to open her up.
Yeah.
Let people see this part.
I agree, man. We need to add some color, add some style, take off this stock valve cover, I mean, stock air cleaner.
That's gotta go.
I think everything in here's got to go.
I'm trusting you, Bill.
This thing's gonna be right. You know, it's a shame having a custom truck where you can't pop the hood. So I'm glad Ronald wants to fix up this engine compartment, you know, add some power and add some style. I think something else that might be pretty cool on here is, the thing looks mean coming down the road at you, but maybe adding some aftermarket bumpers to really just finish off the attitude of it.
Yeah, it's got a lot of attitude right now, but you're right. I think some bumpers on it set her off.
Yeah.
Another thing is, I'm getting up there in age, man. And my knees can't take jumping out of this thing all the time.
We lifted it too halfway.
When it's on there, whatever you think, you know, to fit the vehicle, you let me know.
Would definitely get you hooked up with that. But, you know, wouldn't want to put a Nerf bar or anything on this. It just looks too clean from the side, not seeing the steps. So we'll get some retractable ones so you can still get in it easy, but
I agree.
You know,
I'd rather not know that they're even there. I think that's the way to go.
That sounds cool, man. Let's get this phase 2 going, go make it official.
Sounds good.
Hey, a customer always tell you, hey, I'm gonna come back, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Well, when they actually come back, they come into the parking lot and you see them back, you know we're doing a good job. We're doing what we're supposed to do. It's time for phase 2. I know exactly what happened. Once a customer gets their car for a little while, they drive around, put miles on it, you know, their brain starts working. They start thinking about, you know, what they need, what they want, and how to just make the overall vehicle better. That just goes to show you, you know, when you're bit by the custom bug, you get that feeling. You just gotta have more and more and more. You know, just like any part of the project, especially like a phase 2, I just love that progression. I love how the project evolves, even bigger and better.
What's going on, buddy?
You remember we did this truck a while back, put the lift kit on it and all the interior? We took it back home. He wanted to just drive it for a while, and now he's saying he doesn't have enough power. So now we're gonna put a Pro Charger in here. Then we're gonna put a front runner kit on the front, so that'll dress up all the motor. Probably put some headers on this thing, let the air flow out of the motor a little better. He wants to just clean up the engine bay, just make it look where if he pops the hood, it's presentable.
I mean, it's decent, but I'm sure he wants it a whole lot better, right?
Yeah, he wants to add some bumpers, because, you know, the truck's lifted now, and in your face, you just kind of see the stock bumper. So we're gonna add something like a steel bumper on front and rear.
Some nice aggressive bumpers on it. Definitely wake this thing up.
You know, and when building these trucks, it's never done. It could be phase 10, and you still gotta add something.
Yep. I mean, I got a car I've been working on for 12 years, and I'm still not done.
In order to get more access to the engine compartment, I've asked Edgar and the guys to pull the front end off.
The Fab guys are gonna put a supercharger on this thing. So what I need to do, I need to take off pretty much the whole front end of this vehicle so they can have space to work on it and do what they have to do. I put tape lines all over the front end, so when everything is off, put it back together. Hey, go up, whoa, whoa, whoa. No, the other way, the other way.
Pulling this engine apart, you know, you could tell it looks like it has a ton of miles on it, which is typical, you know. Road dirt, road grime, everything from driving your vehicle, which this man did. But it's all coming off very nicely. What I'm doing is cleaning all the intake ports, and I'm gonna mask all that up, tape it up, so nothing will get inside the cylinder heads. Some gets in there, gets through the valve, goes in the combustion chamber. It'll mess up pistons, valves, all kinds of stuff. We don't want that to happen. That's why I don't wear wedding rings. Oh no. I've discovered a huge no-no. There's a big notch in this frame which somebody made in order for the exhaust to clear. It shouldn't have been this big. When you got a notcher frame like this, you got to go back and put some kind of reinforcement back in there because you just took out a lot of string. And driving around with notches like this is really dangerous. So we got to build it back up the right way.
When we built the lift for the set frame, only after we removed everything could we see it. You know, it's not only wrong, it's dangerous. It makes the whole frame weak. So John's got to fix those frame rails before we do anything else.
The issue you have with this is you don't have very much structure right here in this area. How thin it is to the wall. When you're driving, going through rough terrain or whatever, it makes the frame twist and bend and everything. When it does that, it causes cracks. So what we're gonna do is go back and repair this, grind this up, clean it up real nice, make it look like it's never been cut before. Now I got those grinded down. I'm ready to cut out the plate to go in there. So we got us 1.5 by 5 inches, 3/16, same thickness as the frame that we're gonna patch back up in here. But first I gotta get this piece to fit in there perfect. Once that's done, we'll get it welded in. I think it should fit in there now. One of the best things you can do when butt welding some plate together is make a nice bevel on the edges. Wherever you're gonna butt to, you do it on the plate and the material so you get a nice V groove in there. When you lay your weld down in there, it penetrates all the way through the bottom end of the plate, and you only gotta weld the top. You won't have to get to the bottom because your penetration will go all the way through. Got that fully welded in, a little smooth out, and it'll be good. We got the strength back in here. It's good as new.
Jesse finished making the plates for the custom frame on the 68 chassis. So now all we got to do is box those plates in. You know, this is the first time making a frame with cut plate like this for extensive. We never just really had the time to take the time to make a custom chassis like this because it is a ton of work. Jesse did a real good job of cutting out this 1/4-inch plate in the shape of a frame. So the next step we're gonna do is wrap some 2-inch flat bar all the way around the shape of the plate. And we're gonna box it in, weld it, grind it, and it's gonna look like it's a bought piece. So what we'll do is just bend this by hand. You see we've got a flat spot here, so it needs to be a little bent, a little more right here. Bend it a little more right there. All right, see if you can get one roughed into that. All right. You see just the layout, the drawing, the cutting, the shaping, the welding, and even the grinding. It takes 10 times more than just a regular chassis. Just a little bit. Just a little bit, move it down a little bit. So really, really cool, really sculpted, and really special.
So as you heard Bill say, this is a first for extensive. I'm new to the shop, so this is a first for me also. Kind of got thrown in the mix, but it's the only way you're gonna learn. It's cool to be able to be working here and be working on something that's never been done here also.
You know, we got a lot of tools around here to do all kind of different metal shaping, but you know, sometimes it's just way more efficient just to grab the metal and just start manipulating it by hand. And you know, that's the true definition of working with your hands and being handcrafted.
All right, I got this one close to Bill's template. A couple more bends, and it should match up. That's gonna work, guys.
While we're boxing in the 68 Chevy's frame piece by piece, over in interior, John and Brian are moving on to the next stages of the custom dash.
Now that we've got the main structure for the dash built, the next thing we're gonna do now is just take and add in all of our accessories and get them molded in right here in place. So made a bezel for it and got that glued in place, and now I'm just taking some chipboard. I'll use this chipboard here to get everything shaped in, and we'll come back with some fiberglass, make her good and solid, keep on trucking. You know, the structure's really coming along. Everything's starting to come together and take shape. We gotta have some place to put a headlight switch, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna attach that to the dash pad and make that part of the dash pad, and it'll come down and sit on top of the dash right here. Sits here, you got your headlight switch right here, it'll all tie together, it'll look pretty cool. You know, that's the thing about these things. They're organic. They kind of take shape and do things as you work along. So as Brian's over here doing the body work and getting the lines in and everything's starting to take shape, you can really see it and know where you're headed. And you know, you get to add those little touches to it along the way to make sure that everything flows perfectly and just nice. The cool part about it, the organic part of it, is just it grows as you go, so it's enjoyable. Look what I got.
Oh, how'd you get that thing?
Man, we got a little early.
What is it, 8, 9 weeks? Something like that?
8, 9 weeks out. We got it in a week, so
wow.
Find out if that internet template works out.
Time to cut it.
We finally got the cluster in that we ordered online. I looked all over for a template. They didn't offer one to print out. Cheated a little bit. I blew the screen up and took a measurement till it all fit, traced it out, and transferred it. So now's the moment of truth. See if this thing's actually gonna fit or not.
Boom, baby.
All right, man, you got it all cut out.
It's all cut out.
There it is.
Moment of truth, here we go. I got my toes crossed, don't even worry about it.
Okay. Man, there's no way it got that close off of that template off the computer screen.
Bruh, it fits.
No way, that thing fit that good?
I mean, look, dude, we're within 1/8 of an inch. Just need a little mud to make it dead on perfect, but I mean, you can't get no closer than that, just guessing.
Right on. Cool,
Sweet.
well, I'm gonna let B's Mud Palace go to town.
Time to mud it up.
We found a really aggressive front bumper for the 71 Suburban. You know, we couldn't find the exact right look for the rear bumper, so we're gonna make it out of 1/4-inch material. So I sent Keegan over my buddy Ernest. He's got a press big enough to bend steel that long and that thick.
What's up? All right, man. And your dad said we got a bumper here?
Yeah.
Made out of 1/4 inch?
1/4 inch by 75 inches.
There's gonna be some heavy-duty bumper here.
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll get it done. You can come with me.
All right, let's do it.
All right. This metal here is real thick metal. It weighs about 500 pounds a sheet, 10 pounds per square foot. So that's what we're working with. All right.
It's really cool that my dad can just give me a couple pieces of paper and some measurements and dimensions. I give it to him, he knows exactly what to do.
All right, what you got now? You got 2 inches right here?
Yeah, 3 1/4, 7 1/4 altogether.
All right, we're gonna get this show on the road here. This is a 12-foot long press brake. It's 250 tons pressure that it'll bend 90 degrees. If you need a big piece of metal bent, you need to come see this brake right here.
Now, let's see.
Yeah, it looks good, man.
It does.
I think we got it.
Thanks, sir. I appreciate it.
With the Suburban's frame fixed, Edgar's color matched the firewall and the engine. Now it's time for Matt to wait.
Now that we got our motor back in it, get our Pro Charger on it. It's a belt-driven blower. It's gonna force air into the motor. With more airflow plus more fuel, you're gonna get a lot more power. Motors have always been my thing. They've always come kind of easy to me. I'm always up for making things go faster. This plate allows us to mount the blower to the factory pulley assembly. And now we can go ahead and install our head unit, which will attach right to the bracket off to the side here. This is just the idler pulley here. So the motor's power will spin the crankshaft and the belt through all the idler pulleys to the blower pulleys, create all the airflow that'll come out of here. So now we're gonna put our sheet metal intake on. So this intake allows for better airflow. The way the runners are built, it's designed for the air to travel smoother into the motor with less restriction. So not everything has to do with performance in the custom world. Sometimes you just want to spend that money to get your engine to look good. Part of the reason we're changing these valve covers is because we're gonna remote mount the coil packs. Factory, all the coils sit on the LS valve covers, and these ones come with no provisions for coil packs, and we're gonna be looking. Next step, we're gonna put our throttle body on. It controls the airflow into the motor. When you mash it to the floor, it pulls it open and allows all the air that this Pro Charger is gonna create to push right in there. we got that put on, we can put our AC compressor on, and then we'll move on to putting the main drive belt for the blower on. Okay, so we're gonna install a set of Shorty stainless headers. These do help with performance, but they also make it look badass. Like it?
Man, it's huge improvement. You know, this truck's gonna get a whole lot of attention no matter where it goes. And he's gonna have some more power.
Quite a bit more power.
That's cool, come together.
The 68 C10 frames really come together nice. So we got our pieces we cut on the table, our 1/4-inch plate. It's gonna be the sides of our new frame rail. We got our flat bar that we shaped to match the contour of the pieces that we cut. So we're gonna put them together, weld them all up, grind them down, nice clean lines, and all totally custom. Next little step is just tacking the top part of the frame in. You know, just like any project, you gotta take your time. You know, the challenge to this is to not having all nice and smooth and consistent. You know, we gotta make sure everything is perfect, no flaws in this whatsoever, because everybody's gonna be looking.
Thank you.
You know, after a whole lot of cutting, welding, grinding, hand bending, we're at the point we finally start to put pieces together, and it's finally gonna start looking like frame.
Man, this thing looks cool.
Man, it's getting there, huh?
I haven't seen one of these before, or one like this.
Yeah, we've never made one like this. I've never even seen a frame that goes under the frame, comes back and just curves around everything. This is the definition of custom. Here, help me hold this. You can clamp this. This is gonna finish up the back quarter of the frame. Damn, that looks good. You know, we're gonna be putting a lot of heat, a lot of welding, and a lot of grinding on this. You know, so I wanna maintain this being level, straight, true, so I'll hold that in place and not have to worry about it moving. If it does move, I can see it coming off the ground and how to correct it as we're building it. You see the back part of the frame, everything flows together. It, you know, starts on one side, just goes all the way around like a old school slot car track. You know, once this is all capped in, that'll finalize the rear part of the frame. Pop in the suspension, the whole back half is completely done. Good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all doing?
It's going.
Give me some good news on the engine transmission for the 68.
The motor and trans that the customer ordered is not ready yet, and we don't know what it is or when it's going to be here.
That always complicates things, right?
Yeah, and he can't get a hold of his transmission guy, so we don't know when it's coming, specs, we don't know anything about it.
So we can't mock anything up or anything.
Nothing at all.
And you know, our lift space is hot commodity. We're super busy right now, so we can't afford to get the frame on the lift, get the body on the lift, start building everything, and then it's still not here. And then the truck's stuck on the lift. So what I think I'll do is just pause the whole thing. You know, I'm disappointed for sure, but I've been in the game long enough to know every build has its own path. You know, some will get back at it. You know, and then Jose's gonna get his 68 Chevy of his dreams, and then some. Let's have everything all lined up. That way we can pump it out.
Yeah, sounds good.
Next time I come in, give me some good news.
Good try.
See ya. Come on, Cleve. You know, this shop never stops. One might slow down a little bit, but at the same time, phase 2 of the Suburban is almost complete.
We got our super strong 1/4-inch plate all bent at a nice little angle, so it's gonna look really good up against the truck. So the next step is just tacking it to our bumper brackets that we made and start building. Yeah.
You want to just 45 this back?
Just kind of getting an idea, kind of seeing what looks cool, what doesn't. We might add to the back, make it go around the truck. We might not. It just depends on how it starts looking, how it starts taking shape. Maybe something like that. Just another part of the custom creative process of making something cool. That's what we're gonna do.
Man, this is rounded right here, and this is kind of stepped to go with the bumper. So I'm trying to manipulate it enough to where I can make this have a bend on this side to follow this, but then I'll probably make it come out, and I'll just cut it with the rounded part to make it follow the bumper.
See what it looks like.
The good part about working at a shop like this, you can do just about anything. Just whatever you think up and create, you can do it on this piece of metal. All right, now we have all the pieces made. They're all tacked in place. We have the shape to take out that big area we had right there on the body. Kind of makes it flow with the truck now. And then we can pull the whole bumper off, weld it out, and put it back on. Next thing we gotta do is make a license plate box. It's gonna serve two purposes. It's gonna hold the license plate, and if he ever tows, you take the license plate off of it, and its receiver hitch is right here behind it. All right, now you can really see what we were going for. You're not gonna see this, but if you ever wanna tow something, it kind of disappears when the license plate's on it. If you ever do need to tow something, take the license plate off, put your receiver hitch in, pull it. Whenever you get done, put the license plate back on, and it kind of hides all the receiver hitch, all that. Now, cut the excess off. We can weld it up here, all the way around, and then come back with a big flat pad and just go down it. So we work it down to where there's no more weld. It carries the same body lines, but you don't ever get into this hard edge, and it just looks like a more finished product.
Now that the metal work is done, the bumpers can get powder coated and then off to body and paint. Matt's all done waking up this LS with a Pro Charger. We made mounts to install the retractable steps, and phase 2 is complete. Now we're ready to send this truck back to Ronald once again.
Real deal, Bill. What's up,
boss?
Bill?
What you up to? How y'all doing today?
Good, man.
Everything
Big bro
good?
in the neighborhood. We're just sliding by to get some inspiration. You know, you got something going on over here, man.
You know, I always like when Slim and Raymond come by, but today, you know, I can tell they're on a little mission to see to go, so they're in the right spot.
You know, I mean, we've been sitting on the same fleet for a minute, man. It's time we got to blow their mind one more time, man. The Mac's still holding, but, you know, we ready to do some more bills.
Yeah.
Just trying to find out what I'm going to do next, man. Is it going to be old school, new school, big truck, or you know what I'm saying? What? Like, get us some ideas.
Man, you already know, we just always lifting something up, dropping something down, cutting something up.
What's up, Bill? Ready to load a Suburban out?
You got a Suburban?
Yeah, man, you want to check it out?
Yeah.
You know what better time for Slim and Raymond to stop by and check out our latest build? We're just about to ship off phase 2 of Ronald's latest and greatest Suburban.
Oh, man. Look at this, bro.
That's an old school.
You thought it was a new one, huh?
Yeah, I thought it was a new one. That's the old 3-door. Hold up. Nothing better not get in the way of that, man.
Yeah, that thing's heavy.
That's for real.
You don't ever see these going down the road.
Never, man. I ain't seen one in so long. I ain't never think about the old school bourbon. You would think outside the box and do something like this, huh? It's crazy.
Well, you know, we're just finishing phase 2 of the build.
Okay.
What we did in phase 1, put it on the lift, ripped out all the old suspension.
You see,
built,
man,
you
that's
know,
great.
nice 4 links front and rear with air, so it's fully adjustable too.
Oh, wow, I go up and down too, bro?
Oh, yeah, man.
That's nice.
Come on.
You know, put some nice wheels, nice tires, and just to give it that mean look.
That's sick, man.
That's nice.
Full interior redo.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I love this here, man. This look like a Slim Thug car.
Give us, show do something new.
It'll take Bill to make you want an old school 3-door bourbon, man.
I like them wheels on there. You see them
Man,
wheels?
I love it, man. I love it, bro.
You know, he took off with it, and sure enough, came right back with it. He got bit by the bug and just, you know, had to have more. So phase 2 was getting it back in the shop. We just molded in some cool bumpers for it just to finish off that mean, aggressive look.
That's
Weld it
clean.
all up, grind it all down, paint it, color match it, and then we just fully built the back one, just all out of 1/4-inch material too. So you ain't gotta worry about backing into something.
Nah, the bumpers look good.
Oh, man, it look crazy.
You know, once we got the bumpers right, you know, we had to make it a little easier to get in and out of it for him too, because
everybody ain't tired of Slim Thug, huh?
Yeah, you know, we had to hook him up and do a little something special for him.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Let's see what you
Check
got
it out.
See what's going on over here.
Right?
He
Look
got
at that.
the step like on a new bourbons.
Right.
Yeah, man. That's
Right,
everything.
right.
And it was here too.
Yeah,
You
it's
didn't
all
see
tucked
it.
up, you don't even see it, so.
That's dope, man.
His last problem was the car looks so good on the outside, looks good underneath, looks good inside.
Okay.
But, man, everywhere you go, people ask, hey, what's under the hood? You'd be like, oh, nothing, you know.
Yeah.
He couldn't really show it off, so we hooked him up there.
Let's see what you did. Let's see what you got going under the hood. Come on, man.
Whoa!
Come on, man.
Come on, man. Look at here, man. You see that there, man?
What you trying to do? Race it or what?
Yeah. What you doing?
Oh, man, that's
Wasn't
crazy.
expecting that now,
Man.
right?
Nah.
You know, so what we did, just a straight pull out, LS out of a truck. It wasn't anything to show off.
Ain't that a Pro Charger?
They trying to race it.
They put a Pro Charger on a Bourbon. On a Bourbon.
You know, smooth all the core support, smooth the firewall, and finish it off with Pro Charge. Give him some power, too.
Yeah.
He's got a complete package now.
It looks good, man.
Right?
Real good. Well, Bill, you know, we came through here for a little inspiration, and I'm damn sure inspired, man. So, yeah, me and my brother, we got to find us an old school.
Got to find us one.
Man, let me know what y'all figure out. You
Yes,
know,
sir.
You know where we're at.
You know we're going to let you know real deal,
Man, Bill.
Yes, sir.
Slim, I can't wait for you to come by ready. And Ronald, the truck's on its way to you. When you get tired of everything that we've done now, bring it on back. We'll start phase 3.